Hello and welcome back everybody, but probably nobody. This is ThorW here to bring you another episode in the DFO Ranger series where we're shooting for level 70. Currently we are level 55 and we are about to go kill Death Dragon Nadon again back down here in the Castaway area. And then in our last episode we started off this quest, so we're going to finish it today. So let's get in there. Seal of the Death Dragon, continuing this particular dungeon. I think we got one more run for the current quest we're on, and then we should get a new quest right afterwards. And it shouldn't take us too long to get through this particular portion of the game. So, since our last my last recording, to give you guys a time frame on this, I'd like to talk about a recent event. Recently on, for American television, for any people outside of America, this may be a little bit different from you, but on ESPN2, which is in general a sports network, they recently held a Heroes of the Storm tournament. Now that's not particularly my favorite game. It is a MOBA, and I do play League of Legends. And I did play Heroes of Newerth professionally for a short period of time, but Heroes of the Storm, not my cup of tea. But aside from that, there was a correspondent, a sportscaster, who, he made me so happy, because he had words to say about the fact that there was a Heroes of the Storm tournament being cast by two of my favorite casters of all time, Artosis and Day 9. I believe Tasteless was there as well. Tastosis, my favorite casting pair of all time from StarCraft. Tasteless and Artosis, full Eva. And Day 9, a very good caster himself. I believe they were the... Oh, well, that came from behind. I believe they were the casters for this particular tournament, which was a scholarship granting tournament for college students mainly. So this guy said a lot of harsh words about it, such as, please lock these kids up in mom's basement. I will never do this. Ever, if I'm ever asked to do any sort of casting for something like this, I will quit and I would rather shoot myself. He was basically the angriest nerd of all time. He had so much nerd rage about it being on ESPN. He's like, no, not on my network, no. No, this is for sports only. How dare you? How dare you? It was quite possibly one of the funniest reactions I've ever seen to something. For someone who talks about literally the exact same thing, just in a different format, because the guy talks about the players, about the strategy of the games, about the predictions for the match, about the flow of the games, and gives play-by-plays. Literally the exact same thing that the casters are doing there, and he puts them down for being excited and being hype about the match and stuff like that. Alright, so beat him. And then he goes around and says, wow, I can't believe people are getting so excited. This is like, motherfucker, you do the exact same thing over a different game. It's the same shit, man. It's the same shit. I'm surprised there's still people out there like that are just so... Whoops, I threw that up. I was holding up. That was my bad. Anyway, I'm really surprised there are people that are still like that in the world, that are just so very unopen to something else and so just disconnected with the actual world and the reality of what's going on, not only in the lives of these people who are playing for a scholarship to college. So it's not like they're doing nothing but playing the game. It's for a scholarship for college, guy. I think you can, appreciate the pursuit of knowledge. But also just someone so very disconnected from his own life, really. Like, he's doing the exact same thing that Artosis and Day9 do, just for a different game. Well, different couple games. Like, he casts, I think it was something like, dude does football and basketball and stuff. Which, okay, cool. You can do it, but, like, don't put down other people's jobs and the work that other people put forward just because it's not the sport. It's not a sport, but it's not the thing that you like. Because it's not the form of entertainment that you enjoy, you shouldn't really put that down. Like, not as seriously as he did. Like, if you want to be a little sarcastic about it, like showing esports on the sports network, yeah, it's not sports. It's far from it, but that doesn't take away from the fact that these are people that work hard for what they're doing and put forth a lot of effort into everything that they do. And just shitting on them because they're playing a game that you don't like. Oh, it's so wrong. But I thought it was just so funny that this guy can be such a nerd and then basically do nerd bashing, but be the biggest nerd involved in the whole thing. Oh man, it was great. I don't think I've laughed that hard at someone being dumb in a little while, at least. Like, this guy was genuinely just bigoted towards video games. So yeah, that's something that happened recently. It made me laugh, and it made me realize there's still people out there that are just so against stuff for, like, no reason, really. I mean, there's other ESPN networks. ESPN's got plenty of networks that you can watch on. Oh, right, oof. Okay, so this Spirit Scream thing, this particular epic quest is going to screw us over a little bit. So, enough about that stuff. Enough about the funny guy, that the nerd who can't handle video games being on his sports network. Enough about that nerd. This particular quest really sucks. So you need an oxidized substance. Now, it's not going to tell you where to get the oxidized substance, but I will. Oxidized substance comes from the magic capsule crafting thing, where you take a white cube, a bunch of chaos stone debris, and some raw paving stones, and you get one of these magic capsules. And then you open the magic capsule and hope it has an oxidized substance. If it doesn't have an oxidized substance, you do it again, and you keep doing it till you get one. And that sucks dong. It's not cool. And that particular epic quest I will not be doing anytime soon, if ever. It's a crappy quest. I hate it. And on top of it all, it's going to cock-block us from getting urgent quests until I eventually break down and actually do it. But I'll do that on my own time, outside of you guys having to watch, because it's not fun. Anyway, I'd like to apologize. When I was grinding off screen, I accidentally leveled up to 55, and I was unable to record the video footage of the preview for the Ghent area, which I would have liked to do. I would have liked to show it. I would have liked to be able to show them all off. I'm probably going to do that on another character, and I'll show the video either in here, and I can just put it here and splice it together, or in a future video. It's probably going to be in here, though. It's not going to be too much trouble for me to be able to record that and get it here. So, quick cut here, I guess. And welcome back, maybe? I don't know. Hopefully future Thor remembers to not be a lazy asshole and actually does this. Otherwise, you know, I guess future Thor is a dickbag. Screw you, future Thor. Why didn't you do the work, bro? Or, if you did, thanks, future Thor. Good job. Past Thor appreciates you doing the work that he should have done in the first place. Yep. And talk to Zeldine Schneider again. Alright, so since we are in this new area, we're gonna swap channels. See you in a second. Oh my god, no. My worst fear. Ghent is full! Ghent is completely full now! 5 minutes later. I was afraid this would happen. I was really afraid this would happen. I don't think I'll be able to use the Ghent servers because they're full. 1 minute 37 seconds later. They are almost always full right now. They are almost always full. Later that same evening. Oh, I just have to go back to the Ice Wall server. Hey guys, and welcome back to the Ice Wall server. All of the Ghent servers are completely and totally full. Balls, that sucks. That really... Oh, that's unfortunate. So, with all the Ghent servers full, I guess I'm going to stick to the Iced Wall server for the time being. I'm probably going to have to change up the timing that I record these videos to some other time of the day, either very early or very late at night, because actually getting onto a Ghent server, I cannot see it happening very easily during the day. Either that or I'm just gonna have to go ahead and like sit around looking for an opening to the Ghent server without you guys watching, so... And that wouldn't be too bad for me, I wouldn't mind that much. Probably gonna sell these buffs. We'll see. Put that away, though. Anyway, I wouldn't mind that too much, but I'd have to do it before getting on here, because I don't want to make you guys wait. Or, well, actually, you guys wouldn't have to wait. I'd just cut it. So... who knows, maybe I'll just cut this and I'll show up on the Ghent server. Ghent servers are all full. Waiting time for like 5 to 10 minutes, yeah! Waiting time, yeah! Oh, an opening, please. Please, please, just let me in, please. Yes! Oh, finally! My god, that took forever. Oh, they'll never know how long that took. Alright guys, welcome back. We are on a Ghent server now. Oh, the waiting time was amazing. It was like 5 minutes. Ghent is always full because there are only 3 servers. Only 3. Just 3. How many servers? 3. 3 servers, and... they are generally very populated because a lot of players are very high-end on levels right now because people have had plenty of time to actually play the game. Now, you're gonna notice that there is a 4th option for difficulty available to us now. That is Ultimate Road difficulty. The difference between Ultimate Road and Hard Road is very large. The Ultimate Road difficulty is a very high increase in difficulty. And by difficulty, I mean enemies have a lot more health. A very, very large amount more health. Your miss chance is higher, so you're going to miss a lot more attacks. And special enemies will have more stuff to them, and in general be whatever is worse for you to face. So in my case, rock solid. In a magic wielder's case, anti-magic, and so on and so forth. We will be doing some Ultimate Road runs at some point, but not right now, not right off the bat. Hard mode is still relatively difficult. It's still pretty difficult, still takes a fair amount of doing. But if it starts to seem too easy, then I will certainly ramp it up to Ultimate Road so that you can see me get my butt completely kicked. the difference in experience earned on Ultimate Road and between Ultimate Road and Hard Road isn't that huge. There is certainly a noticeable difference, but it's not extremely massive. It's not like 2 bars of health or anything like, or experience or anything like that. It does exist though, so do make note of that. So anyway, I don't know if I have to go that way. Let's take a look at my quests. Cartel Arsonists. I believe the Arsonists are all on behind these kind of areas. Yes, they are. So the Cartel Arsonists have the ability to do a shit ton of damage very quickly. And because they constantly have people behind them shooting, it's very easy to get hit, stunned, and get screwed up in a room like this. It's a very small room. It highly benefits them over you because they are all ranged, they all have guns, and every hit to you counts a lot more than a single hit to any of them. So do be careful in rooms like that. They do have a heal in them for a reason, because the arsonists in there can do a lot of damage very quickly. Very, very quickly. Oh, we have faced 3 rock-solid guys so far. Three rock-solid, rock-hard men so far. So you notice I am taking quite a bit of damage in this dungeon. This is... the Ghent dungeons are pretty easy to take damage on, because most enemies are going to be ranged in these dungeons or have a lot of super armor and stuff. They're going to start introducing just overall tough enemies to face. Just overall difficult, annoying, whatever you want to call it, enemies that you're going to have to deal with. And they are not going to let up just because you're having a tough time. Oh, gotta be careful of that. Don't get flamethrowered by this guy. This guy's flamethrower is really strong, and so is his ability to throw fucking... So is his ability to throw oil, apparently. So, I took like 2,000 damage from running into his final throw there. Gotta be really careful about that with this particular boss. It's a dumb way to die, but it's very possible. Very, very super possible. So yeah, sorry for that death. Don't worry, it won't happen too much. Hey, I should equip those. Nothing, nothing. Disassembler fodder. Okay. Alright, so that is a quest to rescue the random dungeon fighters, the APCs that you find in there that are in those caged boxes. And they help you out for the room that you save them in. And one of them will follow you through the dungeon, but he's not always going to be the one you find. Okay, we're good on that. And we'll equip that, which is a definite improvement to my shoulders. And I did find a new leather jacket. So I no longer have a level 25 jacket. For anyone that's disappointed that I upgraded, I'm sorry, I had to. Had to happen eventually. I couldn't be walking around with a level 25 equipment forever. I mean, stuff hurts, yo. Enemies hurt a lot in Ghent, and they are very easy to hit you. They have a much easier time of hitting you than most of the enemies that you face prior to Ghent. So, being too under-equipped is very, very ill-advised. Because Ghent straight up ramps up the difficulty by a fairly decent amount. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I like the difficulty increase that Ghent provides. I will point out the special APC that follows us if we do find him on any of these runs. To make sure to do that. Average Fighter is not the special APC. How unfortunate for us, the special APC is going to be on the other side of the map. I could very well go get him. Just for, because it does fill out the requirements for one of my quests, which is to save these APCs that are being held captive by these cartel guys. So, you know, I might just take that detour, do a little bit of a longer clear. I think I will. Why not? It's only a couple extra rooms just to go say hi. Oh, I got shot during that tiny lag spike. I'm hating the tiny lag spikes that OPT2 has brought, because the servers are extremely full right now. So it's very easy for them to just have issue all the time, like way too much right now. Neapel, in case you guys want to get on that, that'd be great. Oh, we didn't get him again. He might be further in. Sometimes that happens. But we're gonna do a slightly larger clear just because I want to. Just to make up for our last clear, which was really bad. I'm doing a longer clear. Yo, don't come out of getting knocked up with a fucking stab. A triple stab, even. This guy's annoying. That annoying. That's how annoying he is. In case you were wondering how annoying he is, he's that annoying. Alright. So yeah, I cleared that guy. I'm also collecting these cartel badges, so clearing him helps out. Whoops. Meant to just dive kick there. We'll do this, because it'll make life a lot easier. Anyway, these women, these cartel agents, all have the ability to use the crouch move that fight female fighters, strikers in particular, I think, can only get that. Anyway, they are able to crouch onto the ground. Can I do this? Yeah, let's do that. I'm glad about this plan. I like how it worked. I was glad to be a part of that. Deathhawk over the side works well. Good to know. Way I don't have to run in there like a goober. Oh, don't go missing like that. Come on now. If you're gonna miss in a cool way. Bonk. And done. So, oh man. I need to think about what to talk about now, I guess. Otherwise, this is going to be a very boring run through the Ghent area if I don't talk. Let's all have a nice silent playthrough. We won't talk about nothing. I guess the main thing I would talk about right now would be Bloodborne, but I don't want to spoil it too much for anyone. I guess by the time this has come out, you guys have had some time to play it or see other playthroughs. I'll talk about like the basics of the combat and stuff, because I've been able to get my hands on it long enough to play through a couple times, which is nice. Anyways, I gotta say, the game is very, very heavily in favor of, for PvE, it's pretty darn in favor of strength builds. So for you guys that have played Souls games or the FromSoft game, because there's just the one with different flavors, but it's very good. That's not saying it's bad. That's just saying it's still the same game. It just is. So for anyone that's a fan of the FromSoft games, please, so am I. I love Dark Souls and Demon Souls and Bloodborne as well. Bloodborne's good too. Dark Souls 2 was a little on the lower side, but anyway. In this particular iteration in Bloodborne, I've noticed that most of the good PvE weapons are strength weapons. In fact, almost all of the good PvE weapons are strength weapons. There's some decent dex weapons, which in that game it's called skills, so there's some decent skill weapons as well. But mainly for like crowd clearing and stun lock and stuff, like strength just crushes a lot of the PvE. It makes it in some ways almost trivial by comparison, whereas the skill stat is really suited towards PvP. However, I have played an entire run of nothing but like Blades of Mercy and the Chikage, and I love the Blades of Mercy. Blades of Mercy is probably my favorite weapon in that game. For both PvE and PvP. Coming up right behind it is probably the Stake Driver, just because it is really cool, and you get the chance to do that big charge-up attack that creates the big explosion, and I want nothing more than to be able to land that once in PvP, but it will never happen. Not unless someone has like a terrible connection, and then it lag hits them. That's the only possible way. But yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with Bloodborne, or have had a lot of fun with Bloodborne. I haven't been playing it too much lately, because I've been doing way more of this, and videos for YouTube and stuff, because I enjoy that even more. If I actually had the ability to capture Bloodborne and make videos out of that, I'd be doing that, trust me. Because I really love the FromSoft series of games. I find them extremely fun, and a lot better than most of the AAA titles that are available on the market, especially at this time. Because the game industry has been, and I'm sure that everyone loves that everyone talks about it all the same way, but it's been really lacking in a lot of different ways. Most of the good games that I'm finding right now is basically indie games. I'm finding good indie games and a real lack of imagination for most AAA titles. Like, even when you look at good AAA titles like Bloodborne, it is Dark Souls / Demon Souls again. It's another Souls game. It's very similar. The only difference is they took out shields, but there's still a plank wood shield that you can play with, which, yes, I have played a lot of the game with that, because they said you can't use a shield in this game, so I took it as a challenge, and had a lot of fun just really getting my ass kicked, basically, but it was enjoyable. It was an enjoyable ass kicking. But you look at that series, and it's been a very similar game style for 4 games. A very good game style, very fresh when it came out for the time being on the market, and a lot of games still don't measure up to a lot of it because of the many things that are done right in this series. Hey, okay, Arid's Great Priest, that is the gentleman I was talking about. Oh my god. I almost got super blown up. Okay, let's try and get our way through here. Excuse me, fellers. I need to thank you. Yeah, that's what I needed. Jeez, I almost got exploded. That's the danger of this room, is they can blow you up like that. But anyway, yeah, it's basically the same game again. Much like Mario is the same game, but with new tricks to it and new stuff to it. And that's not to take anything away from the amount of work put into the FromSoft games. I'm sure that they work very hard on it. There's a lot of good new lore for everything and stuff like that. And all the assets look good and everything. The sound design's nice. I love the game to death and everything that Miyazaki-san works on, but it's good. It's good to, you know, just know that it's still what it is. It's not anything different from what it is. And saying it is kind of an... It's like setting a double standard. It'd be like if I said Nintendo was handling the internet well, when they are clearly not. If you've looked at Nintendo's desires for the partnership with them on YouTube, they want a massive cut of any sort of revenue you were getting off of most games that have the Nintendo license attached to them right now. And not calling them out for that when people call EA and Activision out for stuff all the time is bullshit, and Nintendo needs to get their shit together. They really do. They really do. So it would be the same way as that. It is basically... It's very similar to the Call of Duty style of game, where they're coming out with one somewhat often. It's not as often as that, but it's a very similar game. But at the very least, when it tries a little bit more new things than others have, and it's still got its issues, but it's better than a lot that's on the game market, which is, you know, kind of expected, but a little unfortunate. Anyway, other than that, most good games I'm finding are going to be indie games. Most AAA titles are kind of crap, guys. I'm sure you guys have figured this out by now, but most AAA titles are way too bogged down by the producer's side to let the developer side actually finish the game the way that they're supposed to. If anyone's looked at Konami recently and the basic giant middle finger they have given to Hideo Kojima by removing his name off of everything that he's worked on in the past while and basically just saying screw you, Hideo Kojima, and everything you have done for us, because someone on the production side is obviously very upset with him, which is why they are removing his name from everything and why he's not with the company anymore. Or at least not going to be with the company after Metal Gear Solid 5. So there's just way too much bullshit going on for most AAA game titles backed by larger companies to actually get the development time and freedom that they need to become like really high-end quality games in the bigger respects. Like, if you look at something like, say, Call of Duty, and that's a big rehash of itself over and over again, but the things that they usually, not always, but usually improve upon is generally going to be the multiplayer. The reason for that being that corporate mandate will allow them to do that. They want the multiplayer to be as good as possible, because the multiplayer is where they're getting the big patriotism from their players from. So as long as their multiplayer is really good, then a lot of players are happy. That's what they want to be good. That's why the game series continues to thrive regardless of it being a little bit watered down by now. Oh, gotta be careful. So, because of all this corporate mandate and everything that's really bogging down the AAA game industry and the bigger titles and everything like that, you're not going to find a lot of freedom and creativity in a lot of these. Most of it's going to be some sort of formula that's been done before, but hopefully improved upon at the very least. Like in the case of, what's that game that came out recently? Well, I can't think of it, but it's basically Dead Island, but better. It's a better made Dead Island. And I forget what it's called, and I'm sorry that I forget what it's called, but you guys know what it is. It's the zombie game that's got parkour in it, and it's Dead Island, but better. In a lot of technical aspects. And, you know, before Dead Island and before Mirror's Edge, this big parkour kind of style of movement would probably not see much of a green light, or at the very least be put on the back burner for how it works in the production cycle with a corporate producer at the head, which is what happens at big AAA studios and stuff all the time. But this is the kind of thing that would never get a chance without these games already previously existing, or at least have a very minor chance at existing. So you see a lot of AAA titles just not trying much new, going with formulas that work, and the big reason is, you know, the company's gotta make money, they need to make the money, keep shareholders happy and stuff like that. And I can agree with that here and there, because I understand you need to make money, because you need to make a paycheck and you need to live and stuff like that. But it unfortunately takes away a lot of stuff because they're not willing to take many risks. Whereas you look at some indie games, and there are plenty of indie games out there that take risks. Do all of them work? Of course not. Not at all. There are a lot of risks. That's why they're risks, because they have this big chance of not working, this big chance of failing.